Do you want to hit the ball farther? That's a stupid question. Of course you do. Here's my top 3 exercises to bomb it off the tee. For those of you that are new to my channel and don't know who I am, my name's Cody Wescott. I'm a strength and conditioning coach and golf fitness expert. I've been a trainer for over a decade and I've coached thousands of people around the world to play better golf. Now, let's get into the video. All right, movement number 1, classic jump. That's it. All you've got to do is jump. And it doesn't need to be fancy. You can do the straight up vertical jump. Looks just like this. We just get in a good jumping stance. Your jumping stance is basically just gonna be where you feel pretty natural, right? So, right here, load up into the hips. You can do a squat jump if you want, really get down low, but all we're looking for is something to be super explosive. You can use your arms, you can not use your arms, you can reach up and thump something. It really doesn't matter, all right? So all you gotta do is hinge and jump. Land soft, absorb the landing. So why are jumps so important? Think about it. We have to use the ground in our swing. We've heard that all the time. Coaches talk about that, using the ground, pushing off, weight shifts, transfer, all that kind of shit, right? But why is it so important? Think about it. If you're literally just floating through space and you're not touching anything, if you're flying through the air, you got no power, right? You're not pushing off of anything. So we have to learn to be able to push and use the ground. There are a million varieties of jumps. You could do a rotational broad jump if you want. If you really want to get into something that looks like the golf swing, I can push off, I can load, I can move my arms, and I could jump that way. It looks something like this. Again, landing soft. We can do a broad jump. You can jump on a box. You can use bands. Doesn't really matter. Just jump as hard as you can. I tell people all the time, don't overthink it. Just jump, and jump hard. Number 2, med ball slams, all right? Before you guys ask me, I just bought this on Amazon. I don't know the brand of it. It doesn't even say on here. It's got a star, and this one's 10 pounds. Probably, I would like to have a lighter one, and if you have one, use that. And there's a million ways you can do this too. First off, if you've never done these, just do the good old-fashioned up and down slam, both feet. I like to get really up on my toes, and I like to initiate the movement from the ground, just like we talked about in the jumps. I drive my heels into the ground, use my hips, core, and arms. Kind of sequence it the same way you would sequence your golf swing on the downswing, right? So here we go. I go up. Remember, I'm gonna start here and whip my arms through. Notice that this ball, right, it just slammed into the ground and it didn't bounce up and smack me in the face. So don't do the move just like that. If you have one that's really bouncy, I've had people send me videos of busted teeth. Don't do that. This ball, it just dies into the ground. That's preferred. There's other options. I will grab this one, and I know people are gonna ask, this one's made from Rogue, all right? It's 14 pounds. I don't really do a whole lot with this because it is too heavy for a lot of these movements. I will do things like where I'm not gonna slam it because I know a lot of people can't do that in their space. I'll do things like a split stance where I kind of chop it, control the deceleration up like that, right? Because I know some people can't slam. You can throw this one, bounces a little bit, all right? You can throw that one into a wall if you have that available. But again, like in the jumps, we just need something that is explosive, okay? We are just trying to get our brain and our body to move fast, okay? Don't overthink the technique. It's not your golf swing. You're not hitting a ball. We're not trying to hit the fairway. There's no out of bounds. Just be aggressive. Learn to be powerful and explosive. That's what that move's for. All right, already on to the third and final one, and it's just gonna be some explosive band work. I would also kind of say that sprinting would be up there in my top 3. I know a lot of people can't sprint, nor do you really want to, but I love sprinting. Just short bursts is a great way to build your speed. Again, it looks nothing like the golf swing, but it'll really get you to move fast. So I use this from Golf Forever. I'm not trying to sell it. Really don't care if you go buy one. You can also just grab handles. This was just easily available. You could have just regular handles on this and just do some type of, I like to go underhand here. I'll just do a slap shot. Just something getting me move fast. Notice I'm stepping. You don't necessarily have to step. I like to step, get a little more. But again, Your program should always have like a good amount of variation in it for these exercises. They don't have to. You just need to pick one that you're really good at, one that you can really drop the hammer on and move something fast. If you want to get fast, you've got to train to be fast. Couple of things. Don't go too heavy. Don't get the resistance too high. The goal is speed, not strength. Okay? Number 2, try not to do it under too much fatigue. All right? You don't want to be too tired doing those exercises. So if you do too many reps, if you don't take any rest periods, you're just going to be moving slow. And again, the idea is to move fast. Okay? So those are my top 3. Jumps, any variation, doesn't really matter. Okay? Variation is just the fun way to do it. You could probably get just as good of results by just doing a vertical jump a few times a week. Number 2, med ball slams and tosses. If you got a wall to throw it up against, those are really cool. If you just have the floor, you can slam it, or like I showed you, you don't necessarily have to slam it. And number 3, I would say I would lump in a few options, but I showed you the band just because that's what most people have available. You could sprint. If you don't have any of that stuff, something you should always go do anyways outside of the gym is going to be just swinging your club fast. Okay? You could get a swing speed tool, but if you don't have one of those, just take your driver. You don't even have to hit a ball. Just swing as hard as you can so you can build up some speed. All right, that's it for today. If you like this video, please do me a favor, hit the button below and subscribe.